they say, is a universal language understood by everybody. It takes a great deal of passion and drive to be able to create sound that is melodious and beautiful to listen to. I can be a Yoruba musician and a French man can be jamming to my song. I mean, music is life. So on today's episode of Allure, we're joined by an amazing musician who is called Eniggy. He has crowd favorites such as Pain, Just Kidding, Fantasy, and so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Hi, Eniggy.
What's up, bro?
How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank God.
Hope you're having an amazing day.
Yeah, so far. It's been cool.
Good. So let's just jump into the questions.
Yeah.
So when did your love for music start?
My love for music, since for as long as I can remember. I mean, when I was in primary school, my mom had this vinyl record player. So I remember that time we had like Tina Turner. We had like Sonny Ade, Michael Jackson, like all these. So every time I remember I'll come back from school, before my mom comes back, we'll probably be listening to music Saturdays when she's around. Yeah. And then there was this barber too, who used to, Brother Shegun, I'll never forget that man.
Wow.
Brother Shegun, he used to have his radio on every time. So when there's lights, when there's no lights, once the gen is on, music from the radio is playing. That time was like 93.7 or Ray Power. So I remember like since that time I've always loved music. I used to hear songs from B.I.G., B.I.G. is Notorious, Park, all those people that time now, Timbaland, Missy Elliott, I didn't know I was going to do it then, but, I was really interested in sounds then. So
shout out to Mommy and
yeah, my mom see you.
Brother Shegun, right?
Yeah,
Brother Shegun, if you're watching, you made a start. So when did you decide to do music full time? Was it something you've always known? Did you struggle to do it, or it's just something that you said, I don't care what anybody will say, I just want to do music full time?
That I don't care what anybody will say part. Officially, about a year or 2 years after secondary school. But
wow.
But in secondary school, it was just for trips now, based on levels, fine boy, all those things, vibes. Oh, I can rap, I'll drop some bars, write random lyrics or mime other people's lyrics. But it wasn't serious until after secondary school. And I thought, okay, let me hit the studio. So at the time, around Tedro Show, back of Tedro Show, J Pizzle, he used to be JP that time. J Pizzle on the beats, he's a famous producer. That time, I used to just go to his studio and I was writing there. So, I did a few tracks that never made it out. But, I kept recording over
Every
and over again.
musician has those.
Yeah. So
what genre of music do you do?
I think, well, not that I think, I know. I recently just came up with I recently just actually came up with this term, Afro rap soul.
Oh shit, Afro rap soul.
Yes, Afro rap soul. That's because I don't want to call it Nigerian music per se. Yeah. It's more of like relatable music. So people from any trench, any suburb, any area, any hood, people
class,
can relate.
Yeah.
Any class can relate, but it's like it's rap soul based on my experiences and everything. So I mean,
wow, rap. I've heard that rappers are usually very deep people. So what do you have to say about that?
Yeah.
Are you a very deep person? You're like,
I don't know what in what term you mean deep, but I mean like
you see life from a different point of
view.
view.
Yeah, something like that. Like I say overthink almost everything. Like my mind is busy, like you get, so like my mind is always pacing. I'm always thinking about one thing or the other. So like if that is what English will I use now? If that's
being
what qualifies the depth, yes,
yeah.
Maybe that's true. But I've gotten to a stage where I don't really need to overthink anything anymore, even though I just let my mind do its thing. But it's
so how's your creative process like? Are you inspired through traffic in Nigeria? A cup of tea? Someone breaks your heart? One of your guys is messing up? Like, what's your creative process like? Do you wake up in the morning, open the window, listen to the chicken do kukuruku, and you just get inspired and you're like, yeah, this is me, so never mind. Well, what's your creative process like?
Honestly, I would say before, maybe like years ago, about 4, 5, 6 years ago, there used to be like a pattern of I have to listen to the beat, I have to, jot down lyrics in my archive, and then look for it, like wait till a particular mood is set before I'm able to get into that mood. But as far as my growth is concerned, like I've figured out a way to just work with whatever happens at the time. So, sometimes it might depend on my mood. Sometimes I will just follow like the point of what the song is about. I mean, I ask whoever it is I'm working with, like the producer, okay, what are we making this song about? And I just go in and start, sometimes I just make research, on other songs that are like that, and then try and create my own stuff out of it. So it depends. Sometimes it could be off like just playful vibes, and anything can happen. So
how is the Nigerian music industry treating you? I know that many people say, oh my God, it's the ghetto, it's crazy, it's not easy to blow, you need a godfather, you need to know somebody, you need to do certain things. So from your own perspective, how is the Nigerian music industry? And
from what we've seen like recently and so far in the Nigerian music industry, like, would I say vast? Like it's vast. Like there's so much space for a lot of things. Like a lot of people have popped off so many things. Like especially in these recent times, like COVID, pre-COVID, post-COVID. So as for me, I've not put myself in a situation or position for the industry to treat me some type of way. I feel like my stuff is something that will grow on people, and eventually, like whenever it pops, you get. So I don't worry about how
you're perceived.
Exactly how I'm perceived. I'm just working,
Just doing your thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you. True. So many people want to sound like a famous musician. Oh, this person sounds like Davido. This person sounds like Burna Boy. This person sounds like Shay. How have you been able to stay true to your sound over the years? Like, I don't care. I know that you have to put your fans into consideration, what they like and what the market is saying at a particular point in time. But at the same time, you don't want to change your sound and not be original and true to yourself. How do you balance that?
Honestly, that right there is been challenging because, when you're in Nigeria and you're speaking English, but speaking English in a relatable way, you're talking about things that people can relate with, but I mean, they might say I look soft and I don't look like the things I'm talking about or where I live or where I come from. So it's hard. It's been hard to get my point across, but I feel like as far as my craft is concerned, I've been working on myself, and eventually, they will get used to it.
Okay, so who is your greatest musician of all time?
Well, this
or
one is
rapper,
hard.
And what's your best song?
my like when you say my best song, like by another artist.
By that particular artist.
There are so many artists right now.
Just give us like two.
Like 2 artists of all time. This is hard though. This is a very, very hard one. Like,
just give us 2.
I'm thinking like there's so many. Okay, Fela will be one.
Everybody loves Fela.
That's why I didn't want to say Fela.
Fela is the king.
You get like Fela's music still gets to me because like it's based on daily Nigerian lifestyle. We're facing this thing, we're seeing it every day. So like Fela's will go there another day.
Fela
yes.
is a philosopher.
But I'll say
was.
Yeah. After Fela, hey, this is hard though. This is hard. Like there are like 3 or 4 names are in my head right now.
Just give us one.
Okay. Asha.
Asha. There
Asha,
is fire.
Asha,
I love Asha. Asha
she's
is
a great
true
artist.
to her
You
sound.
understand?
She's true to exactly.
So
So what's your favorite Asha song?
my favorite Asha song. I don't like. I have like maybe 2 or 3 favorite songs from every album. So it's
I
hard
know,
now
right?
to pick one. Okay, let's say if I'll pick one from Bed of Stone, it would be Ayo. It would be Ayo because Ayo takes me so many places every time I hear that song. You get like it's beyond the fact that it's about Lagos, but you know it has this feeling of home. You know, taking me back
Tells
home.
you a story.
Exactly.
Yeah, just
Exactly. So it's I don't know. Asha is great.
I know, right?
she's a wonderful. I don't know.
So let's go into your personal life. I can spot a tattoo around there and another one here.
Yeah.
So how many tattoos do you have in general? I'm sure the ladies will want to know. Right?
I have about 3.
Only 3. I have a
just
feeling that
3.
you're not being sincere.
I'm being sincere, honestly. I have just 3. I have like this star on my elbow, the peace sign on my right arm, and then I have like a baby footstep on my left rib.
Wait, baby what?
A baby footprint, like a footprint of a baby.
So what was
Not a real baby, but
I
like
know, but what's the inspiration behind that?
there was no inspiration behind this one,
Nothing
like this,
deep. I'm
because
taking
it was
steps.
actually my first tattoo,
Oh wow.
and it was out of youthful exuberance. I was trying to get a tattoo, and I was trying to get a tattoo in a place where nobody would see it, especially my mom. So
I'm going to look for a way to share this. Mommy, he has a tattoo.
No, funny enough, it was
tattoo?
it was actually the first tattoo she saw, and she saw it after I did like these 2 like a year or 2 years later, but she saw this one first before, because I was trying to hide it every time. But one day, for some reason, she told me to reach for something, and then trying to reach my hand, like stretch my hand, she just saw, and she didn't actually react the way I thought an African mother would. My mom was like, usually for a woman, my mom, she doesn't joke with things like that, but she was like, don't shout tattoo rubbish on your body, don't put nonsense on your body. And it was strange, because I mean, it's not rubbish, it's just that at the time it didn't have like a meaning. You get.
Sure.
So hopefully later on we can continue to bigger steps.
Okay. Make sure you put your mom's face on your body too.
Don't worry. When the time comes for things like that, we'll cross that bridge.
So what musical era would you say has affected your sound? Like everybody says, oh, the 60s, or the rock and roll era, that kind of stuff.
Like I said before about when I used to hear them.
Sunny Ade. Yeah.
So what era? I think that would be like from the 80s, right?
80s,
like
90s.
late
80s, yeah. 80s.
Yeah, late 80s,
yeah.
Early 90s. So I feel like that era really, really inspired my music a lot. And honestly, I've said this in a million and one places. I always tell people that sometimes I wish I was born in that era. Like, I wish I was an artist when Fela was an artist. You get?
I don't care if they will come for me. I'm
You
saying
get,
to my
like,
full chest.
I would have been.
Most of the things I
would have
hear
been Fela's DJ. Like,
on the airways,
you get?
like,
I would have
vibes
been in the
and
band.
Ishana.
Like, you get me? So
I'm telling you. Music
like,
had meaning then.
Music had meaning. Not that it's not that music doesn't have meaning now, but like now things are more advanced. Like there's the internet, there's technology, there's auto tune. So what you would say is that maybe music was a bit more natural and unplugged and
depth.
raw. Yes, more depth than now.
Depth.
But now everything is fast now. Everybody
like,
wants songs are shorter now. That time was like 17 minutes, 15 minutes songs. 6
I know,
minutes,
right?
So now things have really changed. But like the late 80s really inspired my music a lot, because I listened to I think I've always been ahead of my time. I was listening to Tina Turner in primary school.
Tina who?
Yeah, Tina Turner.
You don't strike
not
yourself.
not that I understood
serious.
what her songs were about. Not that I understood what these songs were about at the time. But based on the sound and everything, and like my mom too, that's what she used to play at home when she's cleaning up, when she's cooking. So there were sounds that registered in my mind, and growing up, I used to hear things like that, and it stuck with me. Like so. Sometimes when you even hear some of my music, like I record my music with patterns like that, with flows like that. So I'm on the 80s.
That's interesting. So who is Eniggy? Who?
Eniggy.
Yes, through and through. When like just describe yourself. Who are you, as a person and as an artist?
As a person, I just like to just be and just do my thing. But as an artist, I keep trying to advance. Like I keep trying to upgrade my iOS. I keep trying to be on the next thing. I keep trying to, like, I learned something from Lil Wayne. He said rather, that repetition is the father of learning. So when it comes to being Eniggy, I like to always be on like the next step. Like, my next song should be better than the last song.
Exactly.
You get, like, I keep going back and forth on these things. So there's a lot more about Eniggy that the world is still yet to see, and through my music we'll get to. You will get there. You get so.
Yeah. So, I like how you said like you want to do like you're not comfortable with who, like you're not comfortable with doing the same thing over and over again. You want to evolve, you want to change, and I think it's a great thing. It's when you become comfortable with where you are, there's no way you grow. There is no way you grow. So if you could go back in time to, let's say, when you were 16, what would you tell your 16-year-old self?
My 16-year-old self, man. Stay away from girls. Because when I was 16, I was doing fine boy and I was Our Lady, Queen's College, all those days. Don't do that. Let's not go there. But you get, like, if I will go back to my 16-year-old self, I'll tell myself to stay away from the girls.
QCOGs, comment. Write down in the comment section. Please, I beg you, name of God. What? You got QC
stay away from
out?
No, I didn't call QC out. I'm just saying, like, that time it was the thing now. QC, Our Lady.
You get liver.
We're chasing all those things that time, but But to be very honest, though, I don't think there's anything I would want to change, because if I didn't go through those times, there wouldn't be this Eniggy today. So there's nothing.
Very true. Yeah. Very true. So you've done a lot of collaborations. So
not a lot, just a few.
Just a
couple.
Few. To me, it's a lot. Okay. So what would you say is your best collaboration yet?
My best collaboration. I don't think I have a best. There are lots. Like, okay, there's the money with J.I., Mr. J.I. He's a great artist. With Aziz, Feel Good. Feel Good is from like way back, like Surulere days,
Oh, so you're a lyric boy. They have this particular reputation, but it's not. This is not the show. This is not the show. But if you know, you know.
Yeah, I have Feel Good with AZ. That's Aziz, my guy. With Paper Corleone, we worked on a project. 775 Love, Loyalty, Respect.
Yes, Fantasy.
I think Fantasy was a Hamzy, and then the remix with Shaker. So there's so many, like. And there's a lot more to come, because my guys were just continuously grinding, trying to push this thing forward. So, expect more from Eniggy. Yeah.
Expect more from Eniggy. So, what philosophy do you live by?
That one is.
It's deep, but
it's not so deep, but it's just, I thought, for me, life is what you make it, like. Life is what you make it. Like, life is what you make of it. Like, wherever you find yourself, whatever situation, whatever experiences you've been through, it only takes how you handle it. Yeah. And how you move from there. You get, if you decide to be stuck, like, it's like, this is so bad, I can't do this. That's going to keep holding you back in your mind. But if you decide to see it in a more positive way and a more productive way, you move from there, like, so you can't keep sitting down and thinking about or worrying about what was meant to be or not. It's life as it's happening right now is what you make of it. So are you going to move, or are you going to stop? Are you going to keep saying this, pointing fingers at this is the reason why? No. We're not going to do that. We have to move, you understand?
Sure. So people say that when they're creating music, they create music either for social reform, like Fela, like vows and all, or just to spread love or to send a particular message. Why do you create? what you create?
For me, it's a little bit of everything, you know. For social reform, for spreading love, for expressing myself, for a lot of things. I don't know, like, you know, when it comes to expressing myself, you have songs like for social reforms, you have songs like For Cash. For Cash is about, you know, slave mama sacrifice school for lash, you know, things that we do for cash. You understand? Like, you know, I'm just trying to correct our minds one way or the other. Like, you know, is this the way to go? Should this be the way to go with the things that are happening? Then expressing myself, you know, like there are songs like Remote. That's the intro to the After Effects. Remote is a song about lyrics.
This song that's sounding deep. Remote.
Yeah,
Cash,
Remote.
After Effects.
Yeah, the After
Alright.
Effects is the title of my last EP. No, sorry. My last EP was Indoor Vibrations. I dropped that in January, but 2019 we did the After Effects. So Remote is like it's a song about lyric. We actually did it for lyric, but
people have this arrogance about them.
Yeah.
They just
wait now. Let me finish.
That's true, lyric that they don't have in other
lyric.
What's
Lyric
the
is lyric. Let's just leave it there.
Lyric?
So remote now. Chill now. Remote is a lyric song. It's like the hook goes, "And so lyric boys will try to remote you with dirty eyes. They act like they don't know you, but when you get the money, everybody knows you." So as I hustle my own, I go show too. Yeah. Now it's for lyrics, how things happen in lyric, but that's for another day. But when you hear Remote now, Remote is a song for every hood, every group, every squad. Like, you know, I think your parents would have told you that 10 or 20 friends cannot be the same for 10, 20 years. You understand? So like that song is about things like that. Like, you know, what happens when you're nothing. Everybody knows you, but they don't know you, you know, like until you actually start to pop or they start to see you on some. So I have different songs for different moods, different reasons, you know, different.
So we're going to play a game. Just for
a
yes.
game.
Yes. I know you did not see that coming.
Oh, but that was quick. Hey.
So we're going to play this or that. So I give you two options and you choose one. Very fast. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Not so ready, but I'm ready.
I'm
trying, yes. This
ice cream or wine?
Wine.
Desert or beach holiday?
Desert.
Zanzibar.
I don't even know why I said desert, but that's...
As in, we're not going to go to
that.
But... Zanzibar or Australia?
Australia.
Why?
Because I've never really seen kangaroos, and I would just like to, you know, I'd like to see what they look like in real life and just, you know, catch that Australian trip.
Pounded yam or amala?
Pounded yam.
Indomie or spaghetti?
Spaghetti.
All right.
People that know me know I would not miss that.
All right.
Spaghetti.
It was really nice having you.
Wow.
And my last question is, what should we expect from Eniggy in the coming months? More music. So the plan for 2022 was a single every month. Yeah. I was supposed to drop a single every month, but January wasn't ready, so we were able to rush like Indoor Vibrations for January. But everything cool was February. Fantasy was March. Fantasy Remix was for April. Yeah. But this May, you guys have to hold on for a few more days, and then we'll let you. Okay, we'll let the car out the bag. Just make a shout out to your fans and.
Yeah. Shout out to my fans. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting the brand, who's been supporting Eniggy from day one. I did for everybody. I did for now. More music is dropping. This is our season forever. Nice one.
Thank you so much, Eniggy, for coming to the studio. You're such a vibe. You're a deep person.
Thank you so
I don't
much.
know about the lyric, but yeah. Lyric people
Leave
don't
lyric
go
out
for
of
me.
this.
Oh my goodness.
Don't worry.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you so much, guys, for listening to today's episode. Don't forget to follow us on all our socials. Make sure you go and look for Eniggy's music. And my name is Monique. This is Allure. Bye.
You go be like ecstasy, and I wonder why they after me, please. My fantasy is to be their fantasy. You go be like ecstasy, and I wonder why they after me. There will be no other.